And it's time that we get going live, talking about cryptocurrencies with AI, CI, and Nick Black. Bringing in Nick in 5, 4, 3, 2, hello.
1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So 11 seconds, I guess. It's weird. Eric, I have a question for you.
Yes, Nick. What's up?
Okay, one, what is the yummiest thing you ate over Christmas the whole time? The yummiest single, and in the chat, you guys were cheating. Everybody was like saying, "Oh, I don't want to say that I ate this." No, the yummiest single thing that you put into your mouth. Don't be pervy.
Ooh.
Food. Yeah, food over the last week. What was it? Smoked brisket. Ooh, that is good. And he's from Texas, so you know that's gonna be good.
That's real good. Mine was a oatmeal chocolate chip cookie. I love it.
Vomit.
Oh, come on, man. You haven't had good ones, I guess.
Let me tell you what oatmeal chocolate. Whenever I get a cookie and I'm like, yeah, this is gonna be good, and then you bite into it and it's oatmeal.
Oh, I love
Talk
oatmeal.
about a palpable letdown. And this is how they get you. What you think is gonna be a chocolate chip is a raisin.
Oh, those are even better. I love
That's
raisin
how they
oatmeal
get you
cookies.
twice. That's like getting kicked in between the and then getting headbutted. Oh, it wasn't enough that you get screwed with the oatmeal cookie. We're going to give you raisins too. Vomit.
Good fiber, Nick. What was your favorite thing that you ate, though? Protein shake,
Well,
chocolate,
last night-
strawberry, or vanilla?
Okay, no. Last night
Yeah.
I had a slice. I put these two pies together: a slice of pumpkin pie and a slice of pecan pie. I had the pecan pie cooled. The pumpkin pie was at room temperature. I slid them together, like making them one piece. Then on the pecan pie, I had vanilla ice cream, and on the pumpkin pie, I had extra creamy whipped cream. You know, the one that you go,
Yeah.
that one.
And that was the best. That sounds good. I actually haven't had a pecan pie in a long time.
Man.
Pumpkin, though, is one of my favorites.
It was like drinking the blood of the baby Jesus.
Oh.
It was that good.
Ooh. Well, I'm glad that you enjoyed it. Nick, what else
Okay.
are we doing today on the show? How about this stuff?
We are going to talk a little bit about dust.
Yes.
I like the pecan pie plus coconut pie.
Ooh.
After prime rib, dear God, that looks good. You might have just won the internet, my friend. Okay, we're going to talk about dust. Dust is a privacy token that's coming as a side chain. It's being developed at IOG, Input Output Global, which is Cardano, Charles Hoskinson, and the team of brainiacs over there. And it's pretty cool. And I think we should talk about it because I think a lot of people don't quite understand. And then we're going to show a little bit of some price histories of some other. Now, just so you guys know, this is normally something that I would just do for the heavyweights, and we would do this little deep dive thing, and we would talk, and then everybody else would find out about it like later. You know, first the heavyweights get the goods, then we talk to our other little secret groups. Our heavyweights getting pretty big, by the way, Eric. I think we have somewhere around 1,200 people.
Wow, it's just
1,200
growing
digital
every
heavyweights.
time. I love that.
Yeah. You
Good.
see them occasionally in the chat with a little, if they have a little glove, they are digital heavyweights.
Like 2 crypto amigos and 2 brains?
That's right.
Yeah,
that's
nice.
right. So we're going to talk about dust because I think when you understand the value of privacy tokens and kind of how they're, you know, while I do think they probably get the dirty looks from regulators, regulators haven't done anything yet. Nothing. We've had all of these giant collapses, zero real regulation. And guess what's coming in 2022, which is all zero. And what's coming in 2023? Well, we hope something. Like, geez, man, at least tell us what a security token is versus a utility token versus a commodity. At least let us know who the boss is. Is it CFTC for commodities? Is it the SEC? I don't know. But hopefully they'll sort those things out. Maybe the SEC v. Ripple case will kind of, but you know, the way they do these federal cases, man, when they answer these things, they're very careful when they word these so that they don't have any kind of systemic effect. What most of these judges have learned, especially the federal level, is don't answer a case in such a way that anyone else can use the outcome. If you want to do anything crazy, put it in the footnotes. You don't want to create precedent. It used to be you wanted to, because these grandstanding judges wanted to create precedent. My word is the word. I don't know if that's a judge ever sounded like that. That sounds like a judgy kind of a voice. But now they're like, my word is not to be taken by anybody outside of this courtroom right here. And I don't know why they have that accent, but I feel like that's a judge accent. What would your judge accent be, Eric, if you were a federal judge? How would you answer the people?
I'd probably say guilty or not guilty, just like that. That's a judge voice.
But how would you deliver that, sir?
Okay, guilty.
Yes, but what emphasis would you use, sir?
Not guilty.
Yeah.
Have you learned to not rely on me for any type of accents or anything yet?
Sir, you have no federal judge blood in you.
None.
You will never
Zero.
be lifetime appointed. All right. So he's condemned to be like the bailiff. Take him out of here. All right. All right. So let's do this. Let's answer the questions first. There are some questions.
Yeah, this is a good idea.
And this is easy. I want you to ask every single question, and I'm going to give you an answer for all of the questions.
Oh boy.
And I'm going to reduce it to one word. You know why? Because Einstein said, keep everything as simple as possible and no simpler.
I like that. Well, that also gives us the opportunity to have people ask questions in chat, and we could kind of field them throughout the show. So I like this idea, Nick. All right. So
Good.
The first question from Sib. Are you still assuming if Bitcoin drops after the 10th that the majority of the ships in the harbor will drop as well? That's question number 1.
Okay, next question.
Would you start buying GBTC and ETHE here?
Good question. Go on.
Nick, have you found out what time AGIX will look at our tokens for future airdrops?
Okay,
And
I'm hearing you. Go on.
Final question from Dragonfly 1 of 1. Any hope for Polkadot? Nick, what is your one-word answer for all of these?
Well, it rhymes with no.
Go. Slow.
It is also, it rhymes exactly with no. It 100% rhymes with the word no.
Chat, what does that mean?
Any other questions? Any other brain busters?
Those are all the questions that we had prepped, but I'm finding more in the chat right now.
How do you spell the token you mentioned a few minutes ago? Well, don't worry, Surf Dancing Hogan. I'm going to talk about it here in a second. We're going to actually spend a fair amount of time talking about this because it's important. I think Occam's razor is with an O. I think it's with an O, Brian. Anyway, the reason I say no to all these things, we don't know the dates of everybody in the crypto space is kind of waiting on a couple of crucial things, and no one knows how it's going to turn out. I was thinking, when Bitcoin was in the 20s to 30 range, I thought that the distribution of the empty Gox coins was a big deal. But at 16K, with idiots like Michael Saylor borrowing more to buy more and all the other shenanigans, God, this guy's such a weirdo. Anyway, I could go down a MicroStrategies tangent right now, but I won't. Point is, there's not much bottom left. Why? More than half of the current owners of the retail wallets are at a loss. And if they haven't sold yet, why are they going to sell when it's any lower? Because you got to figure all the punters are gone. All the dummies, most of the dummies are out of the market. They're back to work. They work at Starbucks and drive Uber and stuff. No offense to them. Good. We need those things. Both of those things. But most of the uneducated, let's be honest, super low IQ investment dummies, they already gave all their money away. They are gone. The couch checks are gone. So the investor IQ right now is much higher than it was a year ago. And the people that are in the market have much more belief in the future of the crypto space. This is a good, very healthy thing. Maybe FTX getting melted was our Lehman moment. And sure, even after Lehman Brothers, it still took 6 or 8 months for the market to clear out, and then it went straight up. So we are much healthier, better, safer right now than we were 6 months ago, 7 months ago, 4 months ago, 3. all these companies getting nuked is good. All these idiots, because you know why? The world is starting to realize, oh wait, none of these bad actors were actually crypto. They're just dudes using crypto to take advantage of idiots like Tom Brady, right? No offense, idiots like Mr. Wonderful, yeah, those kind of idiots. So good. But the reason we don't know the answer to any of those questions is everybody's waiting for somebody else to do something. So we know we haven't really hit peak capitulation. It needs to be so bad that you question why you're in the crypto space. But of course, if you're a heavyweight, you don't question because you realize these are the times when you buy because this is how you get rich when it goes back up. So, all right. The answer to all those questions is no. No. Right now, you buy or invest, if you choose to, very quality assets that you think in the next 3 to 5 years are going to make up the foundation of the future of whatever Web3, of whatever a more decentralized future looks like, digital assets being issued by governments. Did you know the Chinese two government-regulated exchanges are being built to fire off NFTs in China? Legal, government-regulated NFT markets. That's right. It's coming. What does that mean? Well, the Chinese probably see past stupid JPEGs, and they're looking at land registries, all sorts of documents that want to be held in permanence, and like the protection of documents and things like that. That's probably because they're mostly smarter than us. So it is what it is. But I think that's interesting. They're also have been pushing really hard their digital currency. The Russians are pushing a digital currency. The Italians pushing, like, you start going down the list of all these companies that are going to have their own central bank backed asset. Anybody that thinks crypto is dead doesn't know how to read. And that's cool. If they don't know how to read, they're not going to be, reading the reviews of the show. So anyway, the answer to all those questions is no, because none of us know what the future looks like in the near term. Good thing is we're not investing for the near term. We're not squiggly line traders here. Different show. Different time. All right. That being said, shall we talk dust? Does anybody, let me know in the chat, would you like to learn about dust? Because if you hold Cardano and are staking it, you're going to start receiving dust. You say, why would I want dust? I have someone come to my house and clean all this dust. Oh, you want dust. Eric, do you want dust?
Well, I want to hear more about it, but I always like rewards for staking Cardano, which I am staking on my Daedalus wallet. So that means I'd be in the running for some dust, wouldn't I?
Can I have your dust?
No.
What?
I'm not giving you my keys.
No, I just want your dust.
I don't think so. I think I'd like to keep my dust. Let's learn about it, and then I'll let you know.
So let's go to the price charts for 2 seconds, and let me just show you a couple of real quick things. One, what are we talking about? And the reason we're not talking prices today is because nothing's changed in like a week. Literally, in 30 days, it's 1% higher. Nothing. So in the last 30 days, basically not much of nothing has happened. Not in any coins that we find super exciting. Some are up, some are down, but the market is pretty much flat to down, which is good if you're an investor. Now, we're looking at the Cardano, and then we're saying, okay, cool, Cardano, 24 cents. Okay, good. It got as high as $3. Yay. It's very investable. To me, it's very investable. I like it. I like those prices, but you have to like it because you got to sleep at night. Now, what is Dust? Dust is a side chain of Cardano. It's a privacy-focused sidechain, and I'm going to explain to you a lot more about it. But just to keep, who would its competitors be? The likes of Monero. I want you to look at that little price gap. 146 is what it is now. 516 at its top. 516. 516 bucks. You say, well, what are the other competitors? Well, probably Zcash. 38 bucks right now. 2,200 bucks at the top. Now that won't mean much right now, but it will mean something once you start getting this new token. Some people might even want to buy the token outside of just the staking rewards. So let's talk a little bit about Dust. Say, what is this Dust? What is this Dust you speak of? So it's a new privacy coin. Now, will it massively increase the value of the ecosystem? Hard to say, but it has it has done some very interesting things in the privacy space. Cardano announced, now this was announced about a month and a half ago, and no one seemed to really pay attention to it. It was the one more thing announcement. You know how Tim Cook is like, and there's one more thing. And this was the and there's one more thing. And I got all giddy and like almost vomited because like these kinds of things I think are awesome. No one else seemed to really care. But they've announced a new data privacy-focused sidechain called Midnight, which is a cool name. I'm like, what is that? Midnight. Dust. You get dust. Dust is the token. D-U-S-T. Despite the controversy, the announcement has raised with Midnight, it's poised to increase value of Cardano. Now, any forward-looking thoughts or statements, this is a writer who summed it up really well. I'm going to read his thoughts. I don't know what it's going to do, but I do know privacy tokens in certain so there's a certain component of the whole crypto industry, the really like, you know, ideologues, they're like, privacy is everything, screw you, you're gonna, whatever. They're like those people that are like, you can take my gold out of my cold dead hands. And you're like, okay, grandpa. Well, for a lot of the early crypto peeps, this is their cold, you can pull my privacy tokens out of my cold dead hands, right? Cardano has introduced a new sidechain that has been the source of new controversy between the Cardano and Monero communities. It's called Midnight, and the native token is Dust. This data protection focused layer 2 protocol is poised to potentially increase the value of the Cardano ecosystem. He released this, Charles Hoskinson, who is the founder of Cardano and one of the core developers, companies Input Output Global. It used to be IOHK, it's now IOG. Okay. They announced the sidechain during the IO Scot Fest, an event organized by IOG and the Edinburgh University in Scotland. He explained that Midnight would be underpinned by zero-knowledge proof technology and will have functionalities that go beyond privacy coin projects like Monero and Zcash. Monero and Zcash been around for a while, and you know sometimes you're the victim when you come out with an early product of being early, but maybe too early. Anyway. Essentially, Midnight will deliver zero-knowledge proof smart contracts on Cardano using a programming language that developers are already very familiar with. Midnight has evolved privacy coin technology where everything was anonymous by default, which is what Zcash and Monero did with Zsnarks and ring signatures. That won't mean much to most of you. The long story short is, in the same way that Cardano looked at the problem of smart contracts and layer 1 technology like Ethereum, because he was an Ethereum co-founder. He left Ethereum, he started Cardano. They spent a lot of time writing research papers, thinking, peer review, going into academia and asking the other smartest people on earth, what are we missing? What are we not seeing before they started building? And so now here we have a privacy token. They've been looking at the privacy market and they've been saying, you know, some people might want to add privacy features to transactions, and they just might not want anyone stepping on their toes. And people should be allowed to do that. So the smartest people in the world are launching a privacy token. My guess is that's important. You say, well, I don't care. Okay, cool. Maybe you don't care. However, how would we get an idea? Just an idea. Monero is probably the most well-known of the privacy tokens. And so you'd say, okay, well, let's look at the price history. Well, from the beginning, we were at $2, $1, 69 cents, 49 cents, 41, 39. So we're down in the 30-cent range, right? Uh-oh, what happened? Go to max. I don't know what just happened. Let me refresh this. Okay. And then we have prices well over 500. That was in 2018, beginning of 2018. That was the end of the last bull market. Then we, 2 bull markets ago, or expansionary phases. We don't really have bull markets because it's not really a market. Then we have a high of about 479. That was the height in 2021 of this one. But even in late 2021, it was still over $300 a toke. And it's still sitting at $146. That's not bad. So from, zero. So what could this token do? Well, I mean, this particular one did a 57x, 57.8x as of today, and it's a third down, meaning the total, it did about 153x at its height. 153x. $1. Eric, work with me on this. Let's do some math.
Okay.
153x. You ready?
Yes.
I give you $1 in 2015. You put it in Monero.
Yep.
It is then worth
times what was the X here?
Well, let's not even take the height. Let's just take right now.
Okay.
It's 146x. If you had $1, it's 146 times that. So what is your $1 worth?
$146.
Dang!
I didn't even need the calculator for that one.
No. At the height, it was over 500x. 500. So, Eric, wait, come back.
Yes, sir. At the height,
You had
500.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was 500 times itself. $500.
Yes. Is that a good return?
That is. I would have actually invested more than $1, so I would have been in better. But would I have sold at the top?
$10. $10 at a 500x. $10. So people are like, well, what's the next Bitcoin? Well, there's next Bitcoins all over the place. That's the thing. You just have to kind of rejigger the way that you think of these things. Privacy is something that I've always thought these privacy tokens are low-hanging fruit for regulators. It's easy to say, why should people have private transactions? And you would say, well, I don't know, Miss Pelosi. How come you don't disclose your trading history except to let us know that you somehow made $110 million trading on insider information that you guys, I guess, say is legal for congressmen and senators, but not for the rest of us? You're Martha Stewart. You're going to book your ass and put you in prison. But you can do it, Miss Pelosi, and it's cool. So I don't know. Miss Pelosi, do you think privacy? So you see the kind of silly arguments, right? Well, the beauty of decentralized systems in the crypto space, you can just release a privacy asset. And if you completely decentralize it, there's no off switch. And if people want to use it, they can use it. So people can be adults. They can do what they want with their money whenever they want. And that's kind of the beauty of it. So again, it's like when people say crypto's dead. There's nothing to dead. There's nothing to turn off. The sun will burn out before the crypto space dies because there's nothing to die. It's on its own. There is no bank of Bitcoin. There's no one to arrest. There's no scam, bank run, fraud chicken. These things are on and they live on into perpetuity. Even the crappy ones, they live. They might be a few pennies, but they don't ever completely die until the last node validating transaction dies. And guess what? There are nodes in space validating transactions. So it's
space nodes.
Space nodes. Space nodes. So anyway, if you own Cardano, so we'll go back to our little thing here. If you own Cardano, to sum it up, you own the ADA and you stake the ADA, you will be receiving dust. Now, I think dust might be its own independently good investment. I will probably be looking a lot harder at it when we get dates. We don't know. We know it'll be probably Q1 of this year. So this is exciting. And just real quick, Kip, Dogecoin is not, Dogecoin dog is dying. I don't know what that means. But Dogecoin itself is not doing great because Elon's not talking about it. When Elon talks about it, it'll pop back up. Because it's a memey, spammy dumpster coin, but there's a certain amount of people that just love it. All right. But as far as Cardano is concerned, if you own it and you stake Cardano via Daedalus, which is my preferred choice because that's the main project they focus on, then you will receive dust tokens every 5 days, along with your Cardano allowance, which you get paid every 5 days. You will receive dust tokens. And there are all sorts of cool privacy features, which you don't have to use, but you could elect to use. And maybe you like the idea of having some money, some super secret currency units that no one on Earth can take from you. Anyway, those are my thoughts on dust.
Hey,
Eric,
Nick,
any dust questions?
We have a couple of questions I've accumulated, which I figure we can kind of shoot through. But first, I had a question. Dust, can I look that symbol up yet, or is it too early for that? Because when I search up dust, it gives me a few different ones. I have Dust Bunnies, Dust, and Dust Protocol.
The protocol is referred to as Midnight. It's Midnight Protocol. It's a sidechain. So Midnight is the sidechain. Dust is the token.
Okay, got you. But it's not, I can't look it up yet on Live Coin Watch, correct?
No, this doesn't
Okay.
exist yet. They haven't officially launched it, because once they launch it, you'll be receiving it.
Yes, I will, and I can't wait to log into my Daedalus wallet and do that. Everyone's asking in chat what wallet, and it's the Daedalus wallet. A bunch of people are talking about it. That would be where you prefer and recommend everyone stakes their Cardano, correct? Not Coinbase?
Yes.
Right, I agree.
Yeah,
I do
because
the same.
Coinbase, look, if you have your Cardano on Coinbase, well, they're going to be getting, now I'm sure they're going to give you some tokens, but listen, it's a business. So they say, listen, if we're going to make life easy for you, you're going to cut us off a piece of it. Yeah, you may go through your ROI as well. But the reality is, the closer you are to the source, if you are staking, true staking is signaling to validators that you support their validator pool. And for doing that, for pointing your tokens in that direction, you get part of the token rewards that pool earns every 5 days. Bam.
Bam. Let's get through. Yeah. I have four questions. Can we machine gun through them until the end of the show?
Yes.
All right, new member here. When you sell a token on exchange, why put it in USDC rather than leaving it in cash?
Well, if it's in USDC, you can fire that USDC off to a private wallet like MetaMask. If it's in cash, you're kind of stuck on the exchange in cash. If the exchange has cash, I mean, we have to question that now, don't we?
Yes, we do.
Many exchanges may or may not have cash, as we now know. Next question.
Next question is right here. Question, is the Coinbase credit card a good idea? Big Cap didn't seem to think it was in the chat. Some people agree with him, some don't. What do you think?
Coinbase credit card, I don't know. I mean, if you're using credit cards and you like the idea of your rewards being transferred, if you're going to do it, I would have them transferred into, what was it? Stellar pays 4% and then immediately swap it into another coin. Like you could even, I mean, it's 4% cash back is basically what it amounts to, right? Like you could swap it and do all this kind of stuff. So if you're using a credit card anyway, and you like the idea of your rewards being turned into crypto, cool.
Okay.
Oh, that's cool.
So you don't hate it, but it is what it is.
I don't hate it.
Credit card play. All right, how about this one? Michael from Maine. Question, I have all my crypto on Binance and Coinbase. Are these platforms still safe to use? Please advise.
No. Michael from Maine. Binance has never been safe to use, ever. We've always said get away from Binance. Get away from Binance. Get away from Binance.us. Why? Because even if they have currency, they could just shut you off. They did that to all of us that were using Binance a few years ago. They just shut everyone off. They said, nope, get out of here.
Coinbase.
No US customers.
Coinbase MetaMask wallet. Yeah.
Coinbase is safe. Yeah. Coinbase, MetaMask, Kraken, safe.
Cool. I have one last question.
Everything else, a little risky. Go on.
Last question, then we got to bounce out of here. Am I a butt looking at Shiba?
Well, whatever those three dots are, then yes.
Okay, no good.
I'm sure that those three dots are actually four. Well, let's see. Well, I'm sure. Yeah, whatever you meant, yes. Yes, stay away from sheep. Jesus, man. I mean, come on, man. It's a meme of a meme. It's not even a direct, it's an indirect meme. Stay away from indirect memes and stay in school. Don't do drugs. Don't do anything that my poor insolvent drunk strung out on meth grandmother or Eric, who's not Brandon, who's not Ryan, who's not E-Meg, who's not Elizabeth, who's not Nancy Pelosi would do. And I bid you a pew-pew. Pew-pew. Pew-pew.
And if you guys enjoyed what you just saw with Nick Black during this live session, you should consider joining him in the digital heavyweights. Click on the screen right now to get more information on that. Next up is Pump Up the Close with Vaz.